Good morning, Warren Peacock here. We can see that the Australian dollar's lost some more ground yesterday. It's down from a score of 2 on the daily to a score of 1, so weakness definitely coming through. We can see the pound has strengthened by 3 points overall. Two of those points on the 4 hourly chart. We're just waiting now to see whether the dailies change. The US dollar gained another point overnight. It's rather strange though because the dollar index isn't showing any strength, but the matrix is certainly showing some trend strength. So I'm keeping my eye on the dollar. That leaves us overall with the US dollar strongest and the Australian dollar weakest. Dailies haven't changed. Euro US dollar is still the downward trending chart. Swiss franc and yen still the strongest on the 4 hourly, with the Australian dollar taking the weakest spot. The hourly sees the US dollar strongest and the Australian dollar weakest. So we could be in for some trend change. I think it's quite important to have a look at the pound against the Australian dollar, even though the pound's not the strongest, it is strengthening. So we'll have a look at that chart as well. We start with the Euro US dollar on a daily chart. We've discussed this quite a bit. It continues to trend downwards. A little bit of a green candle this morning, but yesterday it did break below support. Still a bearish slant to this chart. The Australian dollar, US dollar being the weakest chart overall. As mentioned yesterday, it's got to break below the support level, which at the moment is not under threat. We'll have to see how the Aussie plays out against the US. The Australian dollar Swiss franc, it's consolidating on the 4 hourly chart. We can just zoom out and see the trend is still down. I think a break below that consolidation would see further weakness coming through. I'm still holding my short on this. If we zoom out a little bit more, we can see, that little consolidation there in the big scheme of things is not very big, but a break below that could see quite a downside. The Australian dollar to the yen has strengthened over the last few days. And if we zoom out, we can see this chart is reasonably difficult to trade on a trend basis since Feb this year. It's been trending sideways, if anything. It has now broken below both major support levels, so that internal there, plus this one. Next support level is down at the bottom around 89. We'll have to see if it goes there. The signal was some time ago, but was in consolidation, so I'm not too interested in this chart at the moment. The Australian dollar, US dollar, as mentioned on the daily, it's close to support, and we can see on the hourly as well. It's hesitating at the moment, a little bit of an upward consolidation. We'll have to see whether it breaks. And then I think the interesting one is the pound to the Aussie, with the pound strength coming through. We can see it's a bit of a swinging chart, so maybe some shorter term moving averages would help us trade. It's moving higher. If we go down to a 4 hourly chart, we can see trend is changing to an upward slant, and if we look at an hourly chart, it's been up for some time. The daily might just be the place to have a look for longs. We'll have to see how it pans out. Thank you very much, and I shall chat again tomorrow.